Hello everyone. Today I'm here with lunch recipes. Today I'm cooking a Satvik lunch in which I'm cooking pumpkin curry with a green lentil dosa. Why I call it Satvik? Because most of you know that green lentil is in Ayurveda. It is called as a three dosh balancing, and it is very light for your gut. So that is how, as I said, it is a Satvik lunch. And as you see behind me, all the preparation is done. So let's go. Let's make lunch. Okay, so let's get ready. Here I got a pan and just turn the gas on and leave it on a medium heat. And you can take any oil. I took almond oil. It's a cooking almond oil. I took a 2 spoon of almond oil in it. And now once it's heated, we have to add some spices in it. Let's arrange them here so that I can show you what we got here. Okay, so here I got cumin seeds, then fenugreek seeds. I got slit green chilies. Here it's a ginger paste. If you eat garlic, if you want to add garlic in your veg, you can even add ginger garlic paste. I make ginger paste and I leave it in fridge so I can use it whenever I'm cooking. And these are the curry leaves. I prefer chopping my curry leaves and then add in curries, because if you put them whole, sometimes people just remove it, don't eat it. But actually it's beneficial if you eat the curry leaves, then only you get the full benefit of curry leaves. So that is the reason I chop them, and I chop them and cut them in a small pieces. Okay, there we go. Now as you see, the oil is hot. I got turmeric here and a red chili. So we'll start with adding cumin seeds in it. And for all spices, I have used this spoon. You can say it's a teaspoon, maybe smaller than that. After cumin seeds, you have to add a spoonful of mustard seeds. Sorry guys, they are not mustard seeds, they are fenugreek seeds. Now why mustard seeds? As I told you about moong dal, the same way, mustard seeds actually balances a vata in our body. And as you know, pumpkin, potatoes, sweet potatoes, these are the things which create gas, which creates vata in your body. So when you cook it with mustard seeds, it reduced the characteristics of vata. Sorry guys, they are not mustard seeds, they are fenugreek seeds. From that pumpkin. Okay, now as you see, it's nice and brown. So we are going to turn the heat a bit low and just add a bit turmeric powder in it, and the green chilies, and at the same time I'm going to add 1 spoon of ginger paste. Just mix it well. And now you can add a pumpkin in it. Now I'm cooking a big amount, as you see, because I'm cooking for 4 people. This veg is enough for 4 people. Okay, at the same time, we are going to add these curry leaves. I'm going to add all of them. And just mix it well. And now just keep it on a low flame and cover it. As you see, I haven't added red chili powder and salt in it yet. Because what I'm going to do is, I'm going to let it cook for 5 minutes. Once it gets soft, then I'm going to add a little red chili and salt at the end. Now, while this curry is getting cooked, I'm going to show you the recipe for the green dosa which I mentioned you earlier. I'm going to use a green lentil, green moong lentil. I'll show you. See, I got a 1 cup of green lentil here. You don't really have to soak it. You can use it straight away on when you're cooking, or if you have a time, you can just soak it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It's completely your wish. You don't really have to soak it. You can use it straight away. Now, as you see what I did here, I add water and a very small piece of green chili in it. Now, I'm going to add a little bit salt before I put it to grind. I use Himalayan salt. And I don't really measure. It's just as per your taste. You can add salt, because you need to make sure that you are going to eat this dosa with your curry, so make sure you don't add too much. And as you see, I left that ginger paste, half of it, which I put it in our curry. I'm going to add the rest half in our dosa batter. And now we have to grind this. Okay, I'll grind it and I'll be back. Okay, there we go. Now, after grinding this batter will look like this. This is going to be the texture for the dosa. Let's use the spoon. Okay. Now, this is what the consistency we are looking for. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this curry on another gas so that I can show you how to cook the dosas. And let's put this pan here. You can use any non-stick pan to cook dosas as you use for your pancakes and all. This veg looks good. It's not been cooked yet completely. So let's wait for a bit more. Let it get cooked. Till then we'll cook dosas. Okay, now this pan is hot and we already added salt in it, so we don't have to add any salt. Now in this batter I sometimes puts veggies, especially if I'm cooking like a pancake for my kids. You know how hard it is to feed veggies to kids. So what I personally do is you can grate whichever veggies you want, to feed your kids. Just mix them in, just grate them and put it in this batter, and you can just make it like pancakes and you can feed them. Kids love it. My daughter, she loves it. I add spinach, I add parsley, I add corianders, carrots, beetroots, and it just tastes amazing. And on top of it, you can just apply a tomato sauce, and if you want, you can just add a vegan cheese, because I'm a vegan, so I don't add dairy products. I don't use dairy, so I personally put vegan cheese for my daughter, and she just loves it. Okay, there you go. Now the pan is hot, and I have a washed and chopped coriander here, as you see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit in it, and rest chopped coriander we will leave for our veggie. Okay, so let's mix it together nicely. Okay, and yeah, another thing which I found is, which is good, normally when you make dosa, people use oil and butter, even in a pancakes. With this dosa, you don't really have to use any oil, any butter or anything on pan before you put it. You can just straight away apply the batter on it and just make a nice dosa. Okay, now let it cook nicely. You don't have to cover it, and slowly you will see it will get dry around and it will leave the pan. And that is the time when we have to flip it. Now you don't really have to flip it. If you don't want to flip it, you can make this batter a little bit more thinner, and you make it and you just cook it from one side and cook it for a little longer. Then you will find that dosa will come up a bit crispy. But because I'm going to eat it with this veggie and I like that chapati texture in it, so I'm going to flip it over. When you flip it over and cook from the both sides, you will get a bit soft texture in it. It won't be like a very crispy and thin. As you see, I just want to show you, look at this. And as you see, I haven't applied any oil, any butter, nothing on it. But still, it is not sticking on pan. Look at this, how nicely it came off. And it's still a thin one, not a really hard one or a thick one, but still if you cook it from both the sides, you will get a nice soft dosas. Let's get this plate here. Okay. Just check your veggie in the middle. We don't want it to stick in our pan. Just give it a stir, so you will know that it's getting cooked properly, and I think it's ready. I'll show you, because as you know, pumpkin doesn't take longer to cook. As you can see here, the pumpkin is pretty much cooked, and as I told you, when it's almost there, cooked and ready, we have to add red chili powder and a little bit salt in it. Our dosa is also ready. I'm just going to flip this first, and you see how nicely it's getting bent and it's not breaking. So we'll just leave it on this plate. I'm going to put another dosa on my pan, And then we'll go and have a look at our veggie. There we go. Yeah, another thing you need to make sure, if you can try and just spin it in a one direction, you will get nice and round. As you see, it is getting nice and round and a same texture all around. Because if you are trying to make it this way or that way, you are just mixing it together. So you might not get the same consistency spread it all over. Okay. Now let's get to our veggie. Now it's time to add a little chili powder. Okay, here. I'm going to add just a half a spoon of chili powder because I don't eat too much spicy food. And the chilies which I added before, they are not spicy at all, and they are my homegrown chilies. And a little bit salt. Again, as I told you before, I don't really count when I put salt, but it is as per your taste. You can just add it as you want, and if it's less, you can always add it on top. I don't prefer adding on top as well though, because it's always cook it with salt. You shouldn't be eating a raw. Okay. Now just give it a mix, and as I've shown you, it's ready. So I'm going to turn the heat off. Okay, it looks nice. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of coriander on top of it, and rest we will keep for garnishing. Let's get back to our dosa. As you see, this one again, it is nice and dry, and it's leaving the sides. See? Okay, now it's time to flip it over. While it is getting ready, I'll show you here. I have made a green salad. As you see, there is tomatoes in it, then cucumber, there's a bit parsley, it's my homegrown parsleys, lettuce and capsicums, and a little bit onion. My husband loves onion in his salad. So this is a salad which goes on side. And I'm adding a little salt in it. There we go. Just give it a mix. You can add any other dressing if you like. I don't eat too much spices or any pre-made dressings. So I normally add either apple cider vinegar or lemon juice or salt, black pepper. And if there's already tomatoes in there, so I don't eat too sour. So yeah, just tomato and salt, that can help. There we go, another dosa is ready. Now it's time to show you how it tastes. I'll just serve a plate for you, and I'll show you. I'll be back. Now here we go. That's our plate ready. As you see, it's a dosa, then veg, and our green salad. Yeah, now I'll show you how it tastes. Let's check. Now I'll taste this and I'll tell you how it tastes. Before that, I'll show you. Okay, there we go. That's a plate. And let's try it. And as you see, when I'm breaking it, it is nice and soft. It's like a chapati. You don't really have to make a dough. You can just make it like a dosa and it turns up like this. and you can properly hold. Being an Indian, I use my hands, so as you see here, it's yummy. It's amazing. I hope you all like this video. Please do try and make it yourself and write the review under. I would love to hear and suggest if you have any more questions, I will there to answer. Thank you.